Alright, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about the fight that's happening this week, and that is January 7th, Gervonta Davis versus Hector Garcia. Which, you may be wondering, why is it Monday? Well, I thought something was going to happen because, Davis got arrested, so, that's interesting a little bit. And, funny enough, this is actually the only fight this year that has any substance. Because for some reason, Jermell just decided to start a new training regimen, and that involved punching walls, and he broke his hand. So I don't know what that's about. So that's postponed until I say like March or something. So Tim Tszyu's without a fight. Tony Harrison did decide, hey, if you need a fight, I'm right here. Hit me up. We can fight. That's all right matchup. I'm just saying, it's all right. Why don't we go with the original route, and that was Castaño versus Tim Tszyu. Why about that? Let's do that instead. I'm just saying. And for some reason, the only other fight that's somewhat big is KSI's return, who is now also iffy on his opponent. I mean, the fight's still happening on January 14th, but the fighter is like, is it gonna be Dennis? Is it gonna be someone else? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But January 7th will be Gervonta Davis's fight against Hector Luis Garcia, which is advertised as a WBA championship fight, even though Haney is undisputed, which means he has all the belts. So I don't know why it's a championship fight, but hey, man, I don't make the rules. But this also has a kind of stacked undercard. Why? Because Boots Ennis, a rising star in the 147 division, and Boo Boo Andrade, which we haven't seen him in a while because for some reason he was on the zone until he realized, I'm not getting any fights. Let me move, networks. So he tried to get a fight, a mandatory fight, a title eliminator fight for Canelo, right? But he injured himself and he couldn't fight. So now he's fighting an undefeated fighter, which is kind of weird. But before we get into that, who do I think is gonna win from all three of these fights? It's the left side, obviously. But the weird thing is, Boo Boo Andrade, which for some reason people still say he is being avoided. Let me search him up right now. Hold on, let's do a little research right now. Demetrius Andrade, that is his name, the former WBO middleweight champion of the world, and he was a champion at the 154 division. So, 2-division world champion. Nothing to scoff at. It means a little bit, but he is 34 years old, and I don't know if his career is... How do we tell him that he's washed without telling him that he's washed? You know what I'm saying? Because he's fighting an undefeated fighter. Don't get me wrong. That's good, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, whatever, man. This man's not doing anything to, do anything for his career. He ain't saying maybe he should fight the champions, but the champions are avoiding him. Why doesn't he fight any other prospects? I mean, I'm just saying, then again, the middleweight division is kind of dead as of right now. Who's even in it? Nah, no one. But oh well. Demetrius Andrade winning his fight. It's going to be a TKO. Everyone's going to be like, wow, look at him. He's so good. Bro, you're 34, all right? You ain't no... you only got 2 championships under your belt, all right? It's not a lot. But the second fight is Boots Ennis versus his own undefeated fighter. Actually, no, he's not undefeated. He has 1 loss, which is something. He is fighting Karen. I don't know who this guy is, but it's Karen, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Chukadzian. Pretty cool last name, but horrible first name. And they will be fighting. At this point, I think Boots does kind of need a fight, or at least a good fighter. I mean, just put him up against Thurman. I mean, Thurman supposedly did ask for like $10 million to fight Boots, but then again, if Thurman fights Boots, it's a make or break for him, basically. Loses the fight, it's over. He might as well just retire. And if he wins the fight, he's back in. But, so I say Jaron. I think they both win via TKO. But the main event, the one everyone cares about, the one that actually has some sort of, how do I say, risk, and that is Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. Who is Hector Luis Garcia? Well, he is the WBA champion in the super featherweight division, the 130 division, right? So he's moving up one division to fight Tank Davis for his WBA interim belt, secondary belt, I don't know what it's called, but he is fighting. Hector got a record of 16-0, 10 knockouts. So, he got a pop, I guess, because he did knock down Colbert, which gave him the mandatory spot for the title, and he beat the champion. So, he has something, right? He's good, and he's an Olympian. So, he got some pedigree, whatever people be saying. How do I see this fight playing out? It's very simple. It's going to be an exact replica of Davis versus Mario Barrios, as Tank is most likely going to get outboxed for a whole 8 rounds until he lands something big in the 9th and takes him out in the 10th. It's going to be exactly like that. That's about it. He's going to get outboxed for the majority of the time, but he manages to take him out in the 10th round. 10th round TKO Tank Davis. Which is a bit weird, but, Hector, let's give him a little props. His last 2 fights were kind of upsets, as he upsetted Chris Colbert and he upsetted the champion. So is he gonna do it the 3rd time? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna be real with you. I think he's gonna get TKO'd. But I'm gonna say something right now. Most people won't like, but there is a very high chance of upset material. He might go 3 for 3 in upsets. I did say he's gonna get taken out in the 10th round, but what I'm gonna say is, I think he outboxes him for 8 rounds and he runs the other 4. Because I think that's how he should play the game. I think he should win as many rounds as he can. But the second he sees Tank start winning some rounds, he just runs around the ring. I don't care. Do some Shakur Stevenson type stuff, some Devin Haney type stuff or something. Just start running around the ring. Like, literally, you just start running. Take all the rounds and then they're running, bro. It's easier. That's how you upset him. You don't let him get the strong shots in. But in all honesty, he might actually do something because, in the whole Showtime stuff, they say that, or at least his trainer or something says, hey, Tank is one of the best fighters as of right now. Basically saying, hey, yeah, he's really good. So basically, they already know what they're up against. They're not like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Hector's gonna walk right through him. No, they're like, oh no, this is definitely gonna be a challenge. So maybe they might do something. To be honest, but what does this say about Tank Davis? Nothing much actually, because he's fighting another 130 pounder. When they say his best win is Pedraza, they're not kidding. But Hector Garcia is going to be a great win on his resume, but he's a 130 pounder. So, it's not going to speak as much volume as most people want it to. It's just going to be, hey, he beat a great champion that was 5 pounds lighter than him and decided to move up. So, I personally do think that the Mario Barrios fight might have been his best win, but that's just me. And his other win, which was his most recent one, which was Rolly. Who's Rolly? Rolly was a mandatory to a secondary belt. So, that doesn't say a lot. Pitbull Cruz, late replacement, doesn't say a lot. Also already had a loss on his record, so doesn't speak as much. So, yeah. I say everyone in this list wins via TKO. Boots got to actually start finding someone. That's good. Then again, if they are right that Thurman did ask $10 million, I just say pay him. I say just pay him. Pay him, beat him, and then you go on with your day. $10 million, that don't seem like a lot. That's like pocket change for a guy like me. You don't know who I am. I started my own online crypto business and I already got $10 billion in the bank right now. I would have just said, all right, here, have it. Now, but in all honesty, Tank wins 10-round TKO. Boots wins 3-round TKO. Boo Boo wins 6-round TKO. It's not a lot. Not to mention, it's still, first of all, the 2 people on the bottom, Boots and Boo, are still going to be fighting nobodies until 2024. And Boo Boo's basically done. He's just going to become a gatekeeper at 168. That's how I see what's going to happen to him. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Nothing much, going on in boxing. Like I said, Jermel's fight got postponed, so the video's not coming out on that. Even though I really wanted to, would have been a really good video, but no, Jermel had to break his hand for some reason. What's up with the Charlo brothers and breaking their bones, bro? Jermel broke his back and now he's not fighting anymore. And Jermel just broke his hand. Like, bro, you're like what? I don't even know how old he is, but his prime is slowly slipping away, bro. This dude already needs to go up to 160. There's no way around it. But yeah, what's next is KSI versus Dylan Dennis, and in February is actually I think that might should be a little bit better for in terms of boxing. I think February will be the actual start. But anyways, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, going to the scorecards, the judges have determined by split decision, your winner is the red corner.